It feels weird for me to say this, but Dragon Ball FighterZ is by far the most fun I've had with a 2D fighting game. It made so many good steps forward to improving the genre. Not just anime fighting games, but fighting games in general. I would be lying if I said I stuck to the game. I love the game when I play it, but as someone who isn't super passionate about Dragon Ball, very few characters on the roster are exciting to me. I like Trunks, I like Vegeta, and a handful of other characters. The first batch of DLC, the first season of DLC, added a bunch of characters of which I was pretty lukewarm on. So let's talk about the possibility of Season 2. First of all, is Season 2 happening? At this point, I would say it's pretty likely. The question is, will it be announced at Game Awards? And honestly, it feels like the perfect time to announce it. If Season 2 of Dragon Ball FighterZ isn't announced at Game Awards, I'd honestly start getting worried about the chances of Season 2 even happening in the first place. But right now, I'm assuming Season 2 will happen due to how well the game has done since launch. Seriously, Dragon Ball FighterZ was incredibly successful and for good reason. So I thought it would be fun to put together an updated wish list for Season 2 considering it's been a while since I last talked about it. On top of that, almost half of my wish list has changed. Oh, and just for fun, let's do this in order, as in the first character I mentioned, I want the least, and the last character I mentioned, I want the most. Starting with Janemba. Not much to say about Janemba, honestly, I just think he looks really cool, and I would love to see how he's animated in the game. Dabura. The biggest thing with Dabura for me is he's very aesthetically different to the rest of the roster. Sadly though, I would probably never play him because big characters in fighting games often don't click with me, but you never know, Dabura could offer something very unique with his moveset because of his weird spit thing he has. Never say never, I guess. Kid Goku. Yep, that would be 4 versions of the same character at different points in his life. On the other hand, Kid Goku is inherently different, offering a very different aesthetic and moveset possibilities as well. I would actually love to see this one just because of all the different things that they could do with him. Usually I'm not a big fan of kid and adult versions of characters on the same roster, just because it takes up a character slot and I would prefer that slot being taken up by someone else. For example, if there was a Naruto FighterZ, I wouldn't want kid versions of all the characters. I could see them doing like Kid Naruto and Kid Sasuke because of how important they were to that part of the story. And for the same reason, I think I'd be okay with Kid Goku if they put him in this game. Raditz. Me and one of my friends go constantly back and forth on this one. I think Raditz would be awesome in Dragon Ball FighterZ, and he thinks it would be stupid. I'm really curious to know which one you guys think it would be. Do you think that Raditz would be awesome, or do you think he would be a little bit silly? If you are somewhere there in the middle and you're not quite sure, I would love to know which side you lean more towards. Master Roshi. I mean, it's Roshi. I'm honestly kind of surprised he didn't make it onto the base roster. Jiren. As someone who isn't caught up on Super, perhaps this opinion is meaningless, but aesthetically, I really like Jiren, especially in the context of Dragon Ball. I'm not sure how to describe it, but Jiren gives off a really specific type of energy that I quite like. Ah, man, I really want to see how he would be animated in the game. I also would be really curious as to see how big he is in the game compared to the rest of the player models, because again, I haven't actually watched Super, but the clips I have seen of him, he seems quite big, but then in other clips, he's around the same size as Goku, so I don't know how he would actually look in-game, but I would love to see it. Gogeta. I'll be honest, at first I was opposed to the idea of Gogeta being in the game, but with the Dragon Ball Super movie coming up and the fact that we already have Vegito in the game, Gogeta would feel like a missed opportunity if he wasn't on the roster. Plus, on a personal note, I really like his attire. And finally, the character I most want to see in Dragon Ball FighterZ, Kefla. I don't know what it is about me, I love playing female characters in fighting games. I'm so confident when I say that if a Dragon Ball FighterZ Season 2 does happen, Kefla will be a part of it in some way. And that makes me so happy. I can't wait to see what she looks like in game. I can't wait to see all of her beautiful animations. Can't wait to see what her super animations are like. I can't wait to see the sound design and visual effects design. I honestly would be truly disappointed to not see Kefla added to the roster in Season 2, if a Season 2 even happens in the first place. This video might seem all over the place because we started off by speculating on whether a Season 2 was going to happen, and then we jumped straight into a Season 2 prediction list. And in all honesty, the reason for that is because that's how I feel. I don't know what to believe. I don't know if we're going to get a Season 2. I really hope that we do, and assuming that we do, these are the characters I would like to see. Anyway, I want to thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, I would appreciate a like, share it around, do all that good stuff. That's what liking does. Instead of manually going through the effort to share it with everybody, if you just leave a like on the video, it helps other people find it. So that is always very much appreciated. I want to thank you for your support as of recent. My name has been Bilbzy, and I will see you in the next video.